Now, it was Sweden today, and some fearless journalist in Denmark says it'll be there tomorrow. The editors of celebrity magazines across Europe remain resolute. They will not be gagged by the threat of lawsuits. The public must be free to gawp at the breasts of the wife of the second in line to the British throne. It's in the public interest, you see. The struggle, which began with Socrates and continued with Magna Carta, Milton, Voltaire and John Stuart Mill, ends in a paparazzo pointing an enormous lens at a young woman sunbathing in private. Well, I'll be talking to the editor of the Swedish magazine publishing the pictures today and the royal biographer, Andrew Morton, in a minute. According to some reports, this was William and Kate dancing to celebrate their victory in France. True, yesterday a French court ordered Closer magazine to hand over all copies of the photographs within 24 hours or face punitive daily fines. The mood was buoyant.
This is a great result.
This morning, French police tried to close in on the photographer, raiding Closer's offices for clues to his or her identity. But today, a Swedish celebrity magazine joined France, Ireland and Italy in publishing the pictures. And a Danish weekly also promises what it calls a 16-page spread full of piquant photos of England's future Queen to be published tomorrow. In all, this will bring the total number of countries to see these images on their newsstands to 5. The royal decision to sue early in the public life of their marriage has been viewed by many as an attempt to draw what is inevitably called a line in the sand and prevent the level of press harassment experienced by William's mother Diana. But with this topless story following them around their Far East tour, has it backfired? Well, Carina Lufquist is the editor of the Swedish magazine, and she's in Stockholm now. And from Los Angeles, we're joined by the royal biographer, Andrew Morton. Miss Lufquist, would you be happy to have your breasts gawped at around the world?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
What would you feel if somebody were to take photographs of you sunbathing topless on holiday in private and publish them in magazines around the world?
Yeah, it's quite okay, because even as a private citizen you always run the risk, because it's happened to people who's not a celebrity that's been photographed sunbathing, and they've been published in ads and so on.
So what's the public interest in publishing these?
Well, this is nothing unusual for our magazines here, the celebrity, because we write about relationships among celebrities, and we've published pictures of Sienna Miller, of Demi Moore, Sharon Stone, etc., etc., and they've been more nude than Kate and William, so it's nothing unusual, and I think this is...
It may not be unusual. It may not be unusual. I'm just asking you what the public interest is.
Yeah, because there was such a buzz about the pictures, even though they were very nice in the context. I mean, it's photographs of a loving couple who's married. It's nothing scandalous. They're not anything adulterous or cheating or something like that. It's a married couple. It's a very nice relationship, and they're always interested in celebrities.
So they're not entitled... Yeah, okay. They're not entitled to their privacy.
Well, of course they are, but I mean, we bought these pictures like we do every other pictures.
Right. How much did you pay for them?
I mean, not very much.
How much?
Not. I can't tell you that, but it's...
Why not?
It's in among, because we don't disclose that, because we have competitors that want to know what we pay for pictures and so on. So I can't tell you that, but it's not much. It's nothing amazing. It's just what we pay for other pictures of this kind.
Other invasions of other people's privacy. Do you know who the photographer was?
Well, that's your...
Well, clearly it's an invasion of privacy. Can you tell us the name of the photographer?
No, I can't tell you anything about that. I have no comment on that issue.
Do you know who took them?
Sorry. We bought them like we buy any other pictures. That we get an offer and we say yes or no. And in this case we said yes, because we think they're quite lovely couple.
But you know that they specifically asked for these photographs not to be published.
We bought them on Friday the 14th. We're a weekly magazine, so we have I mean, it takes some time to print it. We bought them on Friday the 14th.
Do you regret publishing them then?
No, I don't.
So you don't care that they wanted to keep them private?
Well, that was after. We had already bought the pictures and done the work, so... but, I mean, we treat any celebrity, whether they're royal or they're actors or actresses or singers, the same. We don't treat them any different if they're royal. So, I mean, if this would have been...
You treat them with contempt. Okay, well, all right, well,
that's your opinion.
Well, you clearly don't respect their right to privacy. Andrew Morton, how much does this sort of event remind you of Diana's troubles with the media?
Well, I think the irony about this whole event, which has gone from a storm in a B cup to a storm in a D or double D cup, is the fact that if Diana and Charles, in the early days of their marriage, had been on a similar kind of holiday, you'd have had 20 or 30 photographers hanging around trying to get pictures. And this is so. In a curious kind of way, Prince William is getting just a fraction, a mere taste of what Diana went through in her life.
Although he's clearly distressed by it.
Yes, I think that what you're seeing with Prince William is a genuine step change in the way that the monarchy is handling this. They've used the Middleton family for the last few years as a kind of a stalking horse with regards to privacy. And Prince Charles, in the past, he would stand by the old royal motto, never complain, never explain. Prince William seems to be of a different generation. He believes that part of his life is private and part of his life is public, and when it's public he's on display, but when it's private it's definitely there is a red line there, and he's prepared to go to court. That does seem to me set a precedent where is he going to be taking photographers, editors, magazines around the world to court for the next 60 years?
But he's entitled to expect, isn't he, that if he's, best part of a kilometre from any public position, that he is in private and that privacy should be respected. Isn't he entitled to expect that?
Well, yes, of course, everybody's entitled to expect that, but, I mean, it's a bit like the Harry thing as well, that when you're a celebrity, and it doesn't matter whether you're a Hollywood celebrity or whether you're a British royal, you are never really private, and so in a sense you're at the mercy of photographers.
As far as William is concerned, he's seeing this through the prism of his mother's experience of the media, which eventually, accidentally, was fatal. That's a big, difficult thing to live with, isn't it?
Yeah, I think there's a huge overstatement though in the public about what's been said about this. I mean, Diana, as we all know, died as a result of a drunk driver driving too fast in a built-up area. This is a long-range photograph taken of Kate Middleton taking her top off, and I think that the reaction of William has been disproportionate because it's ratcheted up the ante.
And counterproductive?
I think ultimately it is counterproductive because this has gone from being what was a small magazine in France to being a worldwide conflagration, a talking point. And it seems to me that William is very different from his father. His father's very much you might call him a Downton Abbey royal, patrician, aristocratic, believes that his life is essentially lived in public. Prince William seems to be far more of an Arcacia Avenue royal who believes he's leading a private life, and from time to time he dips in and out of the royal world.
Andrew Morton, thanks very much for joining us.